Community Safety Review said it was aware of growing violence between gangs, such as the Chatham-based C4 and the group in Gillingham calling themselves G10. Some of those who run businesses along this high street didn't want to speak on camera, but told me that many people are too afraid to walk down here at night. They say there have been numerous assaults and stabbings before and after Carl Ewell's death, and it's simply too dangerous a place to be.
The police insist the murder wasn't gang-related, and the local MP says a rise in violence is due to proximity to London, where there have been more than 60 murders so far this year.
Medway itself, historically and now, does not have a gang crime culture as defined by other areas. We have reminiscence of gang crime issues linked to the wider issue in London spilling over here, and we are doing everything we possibly can to help address that.
But those who work with young people involved in gangs across Kent disagree and say authorities don't have a handle on the situation.
I would say 100% there's a gang problem in Medway. I think that it may not look the way it does in London, but the behaviour is the same with a young person, the culture that they're taking on.
For those young people who stabbed that young boy, I mean, if they were a group of friends, they wouldn't go and chase after people and smash windows and take out knives. That's gang behaviour. And so regardless, so we need to stop fooling ourselves that there is no gangs.
Knife crime in Medway is also significantly higher than in other areas of the county, something the Police and Crime Commissioner says they're dealing with.
Last year there were 73 stabbings in Medway. 2 of those were fatal, including Carl Ewell's death. Does Medway have a real problem with knife crime?
So most people we know will have naturally be concerned to read the statistics, but Kent and Medway are generally safe places to live. We're recruiting more police officers in Kent over the course of the next year, an extra 200, the majority of which will go into local policing and tackling issues like this. We know that residents want to see visible policing. It's a priority that I have made, and we're going to put more boots on the ground.
Every day, I wish some days.
It's unclear whether a stronger police presence would have prevented Kyle Ewell's death. As 5 teenagers wait to be sentenced for his murder, Kyle's family and friends will mourn a young man who still had his whole life ahead of him.
Well, Lauren joins us now in the studio. And Lauren, Kent police are not describing this murder as gang-related, are they?
No, they insist it's nothing to do with gangs, although perhaps that depends on what your definition of a gang is. They say it was a dispute between 2 groups that became so violent when Victor Mavasira believed that his bike had been stolen by one of Kyle Ewell's friends. But I have a document here published by the Medway Community Safety Partnership last year, which actually identifies an increase in gang-related activity in Medway last year and names the gangs C4 and G10. Now, we know the 5 found guilty today were apparently members of C4, known as the Chatham Boys, and the prosecution claimed that Kyle Ewell belonged to G10 in Gillingham.
Right, so the strategy was published this week, designed to tackle gang-related violence in Kent and Medway.
Yes, a 24-page document, or action plan as it was called, was published on Tuesday night. It outlined a 3-year strategy to stop young people getting involved in gangs. It said that children as young as 10 were being recruited in Kent and Medway, and the average age of those in the gangs was between 15 and 25. But despite this charity, the youth workers, like the ones I've spoken to, aren't convinced that the authorities do have a real grip on how to deal with this situation.
Okay, Lauren, thank you.